That message is coming from people with different racial backgrounds and ages. The protest is over now, but it lasted for about 3 hours. No one inside Karen's home got hit, but her car did. And you can see the flat tire marked strike 2 and the bullet hole marked strike 2B. Now the water has receded, but it left behind a mess in surrounding businesses. As soon as you walk through the sliding doors, you're greeted with a thermometer, a face mask, and hand sanitizer. These wristbands are a hot commodity in Howard because if you don't have one, you can't get in. There's also a stage where music will be played throughout the day, but that's not all. Black-owned vendors are out here selling their products. And you'll find this tree that was ripped in half. It fell into the power lines and the homeowner's cars. We're just an hour away from President Donald Trump taking this stage right behind me. Now his plane hasn't even landed yet, but the anticipation in here is very high. This sign shows you just how strict they are being with attendance at the state tournament this weekend. Snow tubing season at the Winter Park in Kewaunee County. Coming up tonight, I'll tell you how opening day went.
Action 2 News at 6, your first alert station.
George Floyd! Say his name! George Floyd!
In downtown Green Bay, a plea from protesters who are marching in solidarity for George Floyd.
I can't breathe! I can't breathe!
I'm just sick of it, so I'm out here today to show solidarity against that.
We're tired, we're done. You know, we were asking with the civil rights movement, we were asking with Martin Luther King, and we didn't get nowhere with that.
People from different racial backgrounds and ages, all coming together for one thing they say they want.
No justice! No peace! No more racist! Police!
Change in America.
We shouldn't be here. This should have ended a long time ago. But we're still doing this and we're still fighting and we're going to keep fighting until this all ends.
It's important to, one, as being white, to recognize my privilege and use that privilege to talk for people who can't stand up for themselves.
You know, if I commit a crime, I'm going to be arrested. I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to get a bond, and hopefully I can make that bond. It's not the same case for our officers.
Protesters believe rallies where they come together is the only way change can happen.
We're all beautiful, we all deserve rights, and we all have voices, and we all need to make change.
Having young black babies, you know, their life is on the line just as much as mine. So as being a father, as being their father, it's important for me to do something to make some changes around here.
In Green Bay, Tia Johnson, Action 2 News. It's a full house at the Short Branch Saloon in Neenah, but you'll notice there's an empty spot where Kevin Hine used to sit.
When they saw him walk in the door, in unison, everybody would say, Hollywood!
Since getting the grim news, Conan says there's been a silence in the bar that even the music can't seem to break. The heart-wrenching reality is still fresh for family and friends.
It's upsetting to everybody to walk into the bar. It's upsetting to know that happened here in my home bar.
Kevin, or Hollywood as they call him, was shot and killed earlier this month when police say an armed robber fired 4 or 5 shots, hitting him.
Every time you come here, you think of him. I mean, hopefully it'll be in a good way, but a tragic ending for him.
Although a celebration of life is held in his honor Saturday, there's still so many questions because his murderer is still out there.
You look at everything and you try to keep the details in mind, and every black car I see, and you know.
We want the story to be told. We want that killer to be found. It was a tragedy that should have never happened here.
And while those who knew him will never forget that day,
Let's party like crazy! Hollywood would appreciate it!
they say they prefer to remember the kind of person he was every day he walked into this bar.
Everybody just enjoyed seeing him, and he reciprocated. I mean, he had a handshake or a big hug for everybody that walked in.
One by one.
Oh my God.
Here shown in this video, cars piled up on Highway 41.
My mom was driving and just all of a sudden she was like, Ryan. You could just hear the crashes from all around us, and then we just kind of were able to pull to the side a little bit.
While drivers like Ryan were able to escape a 100-car pileup, others like Phoenix weren't so lucky.
We ran into like blowing snow, and then next thing we know, there were cars piled up, and then we smashed right into it.
Phoenix says she's lucky she got to walk away.
We ran into like a white SUV, and then somebody else like ran into us, and we hit the side on my fiance's side.
Deputies say whiteout conditions are to blame.
Up on scene, that was the worst conditions I've ever seen.
Ryan describing the pileup like nothing she's seen or experienced before.
A truck came up next to us and we thought you just sit there and just wait. We're just like, okay, we're going to get hit next. We're going to get hit next.
In Winnebago County, Tia Johnson, Action 2 News.